Yeah, I messed up. My bad. It's been a while. I'm a bit rusty. This is probably like the second time. I'm not on the road. This is probably like the second time this season that I hadn't hit record on the cameras.
Yes.
And we started talking.
It's all right, though.
I'm a bit rusty. We've been gone for a while, but what's up, guys? It's Monday. This is People Being People. We're about to get to it. Y'all see three faces over here. I'm super excited about this episode this week.
I love your guys' reaction just right now. Facial expressions.
Yeah. This is the first time we've had three guests on the podcast.
It's crazy. I'm excited. It's about to be fun.
Yeah, it is about to be
Yes.
fun. Well, welcome to People Being People, everyone.
Awesome.
With Mona and Tyler and Mona. It's Monday. We're about to get into it. This is going to be a very exciting episode, like I said. A lot of things to learn, a lot of things to hear about, all of that good stuff. Let's just get to it, everyone. People being people. Self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday choice. Yeah, so before I messed up, it was like all sort of stuff going on. Burps over here, Maddie over here burping, Mona over here farting and stuff, making music.
I have not farted, all right? And you keep that between you and I. Hey. Come on now. That's personable.
Come on now. You've talked about it on the podcast
I have. Okay. We're not talking about that.
Farted,
There's three
like,
people here. Like, I don't want to talk about that. when it's just
people.
When it's just us. Gosh. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome.
Hello.
Okay. So I want to... Everyone, introduce yourself, and then we'll get into the magic, all right? So let's start with the amazing Maddie.
Oh, goodness. Hi, guys. My name is Madison Elliott. I am originally from this lovely town, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I moved away to pursue my passion, which is dance. And COVID brought me back to South Dakota, where I started the Headlights Theater. And that's, how I met Mona Lisa and Tyler. And I'm really, really grateful that I was able to bring out these two amazing people who will now introduce themselves.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm Charlie Berghofer, originally from Los Angeles. And I moved to New York to meet lovely Madison and Queba. We went to SUNY Purchase, which is upstate New York, all for dance. And then COVID hit. Had to go back to mommy and daddy, unfortunately. So went back to LA, and there I've just been trying to freelance, kind of teaching over there. The art community is very different in LA. We can maybe get into that later, but just trying to take it day by day. And so I'm so excited to be here. Sioux Falls is fresh breath air. It's so cool. So.
Yay. I'm excited to have you on.
Love that.
Yeah, my name is Queba Venza Ernest. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. Got a small dance company out there called Venza Dance.
Okay.
Nice. And I just recently moved back to Brooklyn at the start of COVID from Vancouver, and it's been quite a ride. So yeah.
Yes.
So Vancouver, Washington.
Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Oh, okay. So you're from Canada?
I'm from Brooklyn, but just briefly went out there to work for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was living out there. So there is a Vancouver in Washington, right?
That's a really great question.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something we'll Google after.
I'm like, I don't
We
know.
need a fact checker in here.
For real, though.
End up getting in trouble.
All right, guys. So how did you guys connect? Okay, so I know you guys went to school with each other. So you went to school in New York then?
Yeah, so like Charlie said, we all went to SUNY Purchase. Okay. They have like a conservatory of dance out there. Charlie and I were in the same class, and then Queba was in the class ahead of us. And actually, Charlie and I, we studied abroad together in Australia.
You went to Australia too?
Actually, we have like...
I don't think I knew that
We
either.
have a lot.
Yeah, so
a lot of memories.
We have actually...
I knew Maddie before she had no hair.
Charlie was there when I shaved my head.
Wow.
Like I'm there.
I cut a ponytail.
She cut a pony. Yeah.
What?
Big job.
Did you do that in Australia?
Let's talk about the whole thing.
Yes.
I need to hear the story.
Yes, come on.
I need to hear this.
So had hair, right? That's the beginning of the story. And I hated it. You know, I didn't feel feminine. I didn't feel beautiful. And I wanted to shave my head for a really long time. And then there was one night where I just like looked at them and I was like, fuck it, like let's do it, like let's grab the clippers, pass me the joint, let me have a drink, get a drink of wine real quick, and let's go. And that happened, and it's been what, 2 years, 2
maybe
years,
more.
and
You know what song comes to mind? India Ari, I Am Not My Hair. Is that I am not my hair. I am not my
New
hair.
theme
I feel like I don't even need to hear the real version because you just did it so beautifully. Like, absolutely.
Hit me
That's
up,
one
India.
thing I've noticed about you is you're so like bold and brave. I've really noticed that. Are you guys like that too?
Oh.
Come on,
I mean,
let's.
I'd like to think, but Maddie is really.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
no,
no!
I'm-
I'm
Wait,
just.
let
I'm
me
just.
interject quick. They're artists, they're dancers, and I think every artist is bold.
Yeah.
and
In order to
courageous
be
in
an
some sort of
artist,
way.
you have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah.
I gotta take this jacket off. It's getting hot. This is
All
hot.
right, so how
Fire.
long have you guys been dancing then? Your whole life, probably, huh?
I guess. we'll just
In
say
the womb.
Since I could
The world is like,
On the real,
Really?
pop locking,
dance, hey, it just
popping, and locking.
it wasn't a kick. It was a pop lock. The stomach.
A fun fact: he actually was a professional dancer for a little bit too.
tell.
Yeah.
I had to.
to.
yeah.
Yeah, for a while. So it started. Have you guys heard of Chicago footwork? Okay, so it started in Chicago in like the early mid '80s from house music, and Chicago like developed this whole culture around just this up tempo music that organically came from the Chicago house parties called juke parties. So juke music evolved from house music. It's done at like 160 beats per minute. This today, like 170 beats per minute. So fast paced, high energy, has elements of like tap dancing, breaking, all of that stuff, house dancing, all of that stuff in it. So it started with Chicago footwork. And when I believe I was a sophomore in high school, I joined this battle group. And the leader of the group, my mentor, he got the opportunity to tour on Madonna's last world tour. So
We have friends who.
yeah, what's their names?
We have McCall and Bailey Olson. Shout out, guys.
Was it the Sticky?
That-
So she did a tour after that. It was a little bit smaller than the Sticky and Sweet tour.
Madam X?
No, it was the Sticky and Sweet tour that they did. The one I think that was before that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, they toured with her, and seeing them tour with her, I never seen anything like that coming out of the south side of Chicago, like growing up there. So it really inspired me, like, wow, I could do that. I could go to all of these countries in the world and do what I love, which is dance. So I talked to my mom about it. She recommended dance class. I started taking dance classes
What kind?
in hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started taking dance classes, and then I got very serious about it. So I like auditioned to go to this performing arts school downtown Chicago called Gallery 37. Got in, started taking classes there, like in all sort of styles, contemporary, ballet, all of that stuff, just getting the fundamentals in. So after that, moved to Atlanta to teach dance. And I know it's in a nutshell. You guys have heard this story so many times.
I know. I'm like,
all of our
they
podcast
probably
listeners.
have heard this.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably like, all right, Tyler, we know the
We
full story.
know about
Let's
this.
skip through. Let's
Talking
skip
to my friends over here.
You know what? If they want,
y'all.
they can fast forward.
I
Screw
need
y'all.
Exactly.
I need the whole story.
So-
You don't like it? Screw you. No, I'm joking.
So
No,
are all
but
of-
just to wrap it up quick. So that's actually how I ended up here in South Dakota. I got a job teaching in Aberdeen, South Dakota, which is a small town of 26,000 people. Moved there for that. And 3 years into doing that, developed the idea for Wait.
Yeah. So are you guys like pursuing dance as like your career? Because I know some people just do it as a passion. And I know you have a dance studio, correct?
A dance company.
Oh, a dance company. Okay, so what's the difference then between
I wouldn't even like to call it a dance company
Okay.
because we do stuff with film. We work with a lot of
Really?
musicians. We work
You good?
we work with poets. So it's kind of interdisciplinary. We're blending so many different mediums.
Okay.
But what I grew up in and what speaks to me, my form of expression is dance, my primary. So
Really?
I call it a dance company.
Okay.
And we do a lot of live dance performances, but we
Really?
blend everything when I get the opportunity to make a full production.
Really?
Love it.
Okay, so okay, what about you? I'm like, I have so much questions going, and I'm trying, like, I'm going to be honest, we've never like done 3 people, so I'm like, how
Like,
do
who
I
do I go
how
to?
do I get to every one of you in a timely manner?
You're doing great.
Well, so dance for me started as my parents putting me in it because of daycare.
Really?
And it was never, both my parents are musicians, so
Okay.
Really?
I
Okay.
was really influenced in just art in general.
That's amazing.
At a young age, but they were really pressing me on being a musician.
Okay.
But I just like, there was something about dance. There was something about dance that I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then I also went to a performing arts high school, and my parents wanted me to go for violin. And I was like, I want to go for dance.
Yeah.
And so I just did it, and then I don't even know. It's like a part of me. It's like once you're a dancer, you're always a dancer.
Always, yeah.
Always.
So,
That's big.
So
and
with
I
the-
actually have a question to follow up that with. Could you, so Maddie,
What's up?
when it comes to just like, I would say children, what role do you think the arts plays in like fundamental learning for a human being?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, let's
There's a
dive
lot
into
to
this.
say about
A lot
this
to say. Well, I
topic.
do think in terms of young education, art is something that is really, really missing in especially public schools. Yes, you have your art class, you have like a movement gym class sometimes, but you don't dive into it. I never have seen. Let me think of what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to say it. From my personal opinion, I grew up here. There wasn't an arts community at the time. I didn't realize that being a dancer, being an artist was a valid career choice. And it gives kids confidence in who they are, because the only way to create is by being you. And as a kid, you're figuring that out. Hell, as an adult, you're figuring it out. So it gives you an outlet to make mistakes and call that art. It's like process versus product. Just diving in. And it also, something I would really love to bring into, especially like when I'm teaching kids, is collaboration. What does it mean to collaborate? Yes, especially in school, they have like group projects, but what happens most time is one kid takes over and the rest follows, a leader and a follower, versus we're equals. How can we work together to create, and that will eventually produce? Yes. So if kids are given this outlet to create in an educational setting, it can only do good. And it gives them so many things. And also, kids are being told what to do every single day. They're being told what to do at home, at school, and at their after school activities. With art, you can do whatever you want. And to give kids that freedom, like, don't color in a coloring book. Here's a blank canvas. Do whatever you want.
I think another thing too is in this day and age of social media playing a huge role with kids. Like, it's sad. I'm an only child, so I feel like I just had the biggest imagination. I would just play all the time by myself, and arts and crafts was like a huge thing for me. And I feel like in this day and age, when it's the parents just shove the phone, shove the iPad, like we've just lost that creativity. And it's like having that outlet, having that imagination just like makes you stronger, makes yourself stronger, your brain stronger. You're like,
you are connecting from within too, you're connecting with, source. I really do believe that.
It gives them a sense of being independent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you said that you went to a art performing school.
Yes.
High school. So
yes,
we
high
don't have
school.
one here.
No, well,
Right?
so there is one. Oh God, I should know. It starts with a D.
I don't know.
DAPA. The DAPA program. Yes,
Okay.
it's. I can't. I wish I knew how many years. But they are really doing amazing work with
Okay.
like the arts in young education.
Really?
So they're absolutely incredible. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot. I mean,
There's tons
in many
cities.
cities.
Yeah.
I went to Los Angeles County High School for the Arts is the full name.
Okay.
It kind of is like, it feels like fake school because you're just
Really?
literally doing anything. So there's different majors like theater, visual arts, cinematic, dance. There's also musical theater.
Really?
There's a lot, and you can go and take different
So-
classes whenever you want, but you have one focus. So that's the
Okay.
one thing.
So that's the only school that you went to in high school. You don't go to like an actual
I mean,
school.
you have
or,
your academics in the morning.
Okay,
But
okay.
it's almost like the teachers tailor those academics to the arts. Like they know if you have a performance, they're not going to be super hard on
That is
it.
beautiful.
homework, and that's
Love
why
it.
I'm like, it's fake school.
We had those benefits, but we had the same kind of structure of like you either danced or whatever if your major was vocal, musical theater, you had that 8 to 12, and then the rest of the day after lunch, like 1 to 4 was academics, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Hey,
See, for
that's
me,
dope, okay?
at Gallery 37, that's the art school in Chicago that I attended. So you still went to a high school with like to take your general stuff, and then it was only arts classes at Gallery 37. So that's how it worked there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that answer though, and I just looked it up here. So DAPA.
DAPA, yes.
Okay.
I got
So
the name right.
DAPA, it looks like it takes place at the Washington Pavilion.
yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
And anyone in Sioux Falls listening to this, I highly suggest, getting your children involved in this.
Absolutely.
The arts has played such a big role in my life, and I believe it's what's added to my work ethic.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
1
to
million,
it being, high school is so awkward.
Oh, it sucks. You cannot pay
Like just
me.
things are happening in your body. You don't know what's going on. You're like,
find your
how
voice.
is
You're
Yeah.
trying to fit in.
relationships are
Oh, yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And so I felt like for me going to an arts high school was so beneficial in terms of like
Being who you are.
social skills too, because everyone was kind of on the same level of they all had a passion. And being with passionate people is so different than being in a regular high school where everyone's like, I hate this and blah blah blah, and there's bullies and there's mean girls and there's jocks and you know that whole
That
thing.
eliminates the
That's
time
something
for
that you said
also.
too.
Yeah.
You're so focused on how to hit that high C, you don't got time to bully nobody.
Truly.
Say that louder. Say it louder. Come on.
That is so true. Like the arts kept me out of so much trouble
Oh my gosh.
growing up
Yeah.
in Chicago.
So because I went to Lincoln High School for 2 years, and then I moved away when I was 15 to go to a boarding arts boarding art school in North Carolina, UNCSA. And so same
so
thing.
dope.
Yeah. So it was, you had I took 4 academics in the morning. It was like 8 to 12, and then like 12:30 to 10, you were dancing.
So I have a question.
Okay.
So you went to North Carolina for the whole year? How was that?
So I was there for 2 years.
love
My
that.
junior and senior year of high school.
So how was that, like leaving home at that, age and like being on your own? And
It was the best decision for me. I hated growing up here. I hated it so much. I was depressed. I was anxious. I didn't know what true friendship was because there was a lot of bullying that I was experiencing. My relationship with my parents wasn't the greatest because I had so many emotions and feelings that I was just like, outlashing, and then my mom always says the moment I moved away from home was the hardest, but it's when they got me back because I got to do what I loved every day and surrounded by other kids who also got to do what they love every day. But it was hard. There was some days that were really, really hard because leaving home at 15 and, being like self-sufficient while being in school, while trying to figure out who you are, it sucked. And I wish I didn't have to grow up as early as I did, but I'm beyond grateful for it because it really gave me a pathway to where I'm at now and where I'm going.
It really shaped
and
you,
especially what I'm noticing with the kids that I'm teaching here, they love dance, but they don't realize that it can be a career because it's not necessarily an accessible career here.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm bringing dancers out here. That's why we have the Headlights Theater. That's
Yes,
why
yes.
I'm making it a priority to come back to Sioux Falls so they can realize, yes, this is a career choice. It's valuable. It's important. The world needs it. You need it. This community needs it. And just because you're from Sioux Falls, South Dakota does not mean you cannot achieve great things.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I have a question. Like, I know you guys have all been saying, like people with arts, very passionate, and with dancing and stuff. Do you guys ever experience competitive, like someone being competitive towards you? Is this a competitive industry for you guys to be in?
It's honestly very,
Yeah.
very
Okay.
It's very
competitive
competitive.
because
Okay.
there's not a lot of work that goes around. There's
Yeah.
like smaller companies that people try to join that have 8-10 people,
Yeah.
and there's millions
Yeah.
of people graduating from dance schools or not even going to dance schools, just trying to dance.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of rejections.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
A
want to
lot of
talk about that. I want to
rejections.
get into that. How
Yeah.
does that feel to be rejected? If you guys like, have you, I know you kind of spoke about it the other week, your
Yeah.
experience with you guys. Have you got rejections as well with,
go.
yeah.
This is my
Laughing through the pain.
forte.
Let's go. Oh
Yeah.
God.
No. So here's the thing that's funny is rejection has kind of created my life almost in a way. Like that sounds weird, but places that I've been rejected to, like my top conservatory, the university I wanted to go to, that I was banking on. Like I knew everyone in there. I had such a good relationship with the directors, blah, 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 and got rejected. And I thought, oh my God, what? I'm not going to dance anymore. Like that was the whole thing. Yeah. And then SUNY Purchase was the only dance school that I got into because I didn't really apply for a lot of places. That place changed my life. Wow. So it's like that rejection too. And also rejection from going to a private school versus going to the art school that I went to. I was rejected from the private school, so then I had to go to the art school. So it's like those rejections, like that honestly made me who I am.
Yeah, it propelled you into,
you know, in that
resilience
moment it
as well.
sucked, obviously, but now looking back, I'm like, no, that was meant to happen.
right.
But I mean, even greater than that, like from my own personal belief, I don't think anything happens for a reason. I think that underestimates you as a person. You know, you got rejected. You picked yourself up. You made the next things happen. You know, so it's like rejections don't define you. Literally the conversation that we had a week ago. Rejections don't define you. How you get up from them defines you. And then that's what happens next.
Yeah.
You know, like
I love that perspective because I feel that's such a cliche thing to say to people when something tragic happens, when we might experience a no from something and we're talking to a close friend about it and they're like, oh, everything happens for a reason.
And it's like, but I'm experiencing pain like that. I'm sad. Like I'm depressed. And also too, like when you look at horrible things that happen in the world, those things should not happen for a reason.
Love that perspective.
Yeah.
And
I know
I
you
love how
wanted
you
to
said
say
it's what we make from them. I love that. Yeah.
I just wanted to throw in that rejection, it kind of makes you tap into perseverance and passion.
Yes.
So now you're finding that like at the root of this, if this really speaks to you, you will not let anything stop you from getting to the next step of what it is. And like for me, I remember like graduating school, the goal of everyone at that time is like to join a company. And like in my head, I like set up this like Europe tour to like go to all the places I wanted to audition for.Got to the airport, my passport was expired, didn't realize. Lost all the money from the flights, the hotels, everything. So got to only audition for a couple places. They all rejected me. The last audition, but I'm like, I'm going to keep auditioning. It's going to keep going. That was the job I got. Ended up moving to Canada. Ended up leaving there through some kind of rejection, but sitting at home. Then I'm like, wait, I can't let anybody else build the pathway or make a trajectory for me. So now what am I going to make for myself? And that led to the start of Venza Dance. I'm like, I'm going to build my own pathway. I don't want anyone to control the narrative for me. And then eventually you honestly start shooting so many shots that it doesn't even matter when you get rejected. Like it's like applying for grants. I applied to 40. I forgot all 40 applications. So when 35 no's come, I'm like, oh, I forgot I even did that. And then a yes comes, I'm like, oh shit, I did that.
You only need one yes.
I done shot so many shots. One of these is gonna go through. Like you just gotta keep at it.
Yeah, a really good friend of ours, Rachel Manalo, shout out to you. She's come to Sioux Falls a few times. One of the greatest things that she's ever said, in my opinion, she says many great things. But one thing, she's like, you know, if you can't find your place, you make a place.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's what rejections really shows you.
Yes.
Yo,
That's beautiful.
If you on your way to work right now listening to this, you know, you just got up out of bed, still crust in your eyes and you wiping it out, and you're not fired up right now about life listening to this, go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
Oh, wow. Well, yes. Do you guys ever feel like, do you guys ever compare yourself to other like people or
my
like as a
God.
dancer? Like, how does that
As a
feel?
person.
Yeah, I guess as a person, I should say.
but
Yeah.
I mean, constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
So what do you do to like overcome that comparison?
That's a really great question. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I find out.
You're like, I'm still working on that
Really
one.
active choice, like because
Yeah.
we also live in this day of social media
I
where
know.
you can see what everyone is doing, and at every second of the day, everyone's posting what they're on about.
Yeah.
So it's like making an active choice to not try to compare your lane or your speed to anyone else. Your journey is so individual.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's so hard.
And it's always
Super
easier to
important.
say.
It's
but-
so hard. Social media, man.
And on social media, you only see success.
You really do.
It's very
Yeah.
rarely someone posts about their failures.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want to
Keep that private.
present
Yeah.
what we're proud of, and it's not easy to be proud of failures until like maybe after the fact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck social media.
Yeah.
Right.
Social media is revolutionary in terms of what it's done to the human psyche.
Yeah. I will
There's
say,
that it's definitely created a shift within our
obviously
minds.
there's good and bad, you know, like, you know, for example, like we have an e-commerce business, like that's our life. Social media is our life. We're on it every single day, 8-9 hours a day, because we don't have like a, you know, a store where people can walk in and connect with us. Like social media is how we
Yet.
connect.
Yeah.
Yet.
Keyword,
You're
know
right.
that.
We're gonna have a store in New York, right by Kiss.
Let's get it.
Soho.
Yes.
Giant billboard.
Let's
Yes, yes.
get
But
it.
yeah, so like social media, you know, like
I think it's a big thing with dancers too is
yeah.
that's a platform where you can be seen. So if you're posting, you know, you dancing, people will see it. But then there's another side of it almost being toxic in a way of just constantly having to throw yourself out there and you know, what does that do to your psyche? Like it's a very weird cycle, and I'm kind of at that point where I don't know if I should be posting things because I kind of want to take a step back from social media, but also is that going to affect my dance career?
Yeah.
It's just a
feel that.
weird
It really
thing.
is. And sometimes you get so lost in it too. Like
Oh my God.
you gotta take a step back and you're like, shit, like
Yeah.
who am I?
Right.
Like,
I think
honestly.
it's just taking a step back and looking at how it serves you.
Yes.
Because, you know, I have like little spurts with social media. You know, sometimes I feel called and led
Yes.
to put out content and the type of content that I do. And when I don't, I take a step back.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
and I understand just getting in that cycle, it becomes a time where you have to allow yourself grace where you're like, dang, I didn't post today. I need to post. And today I can say, you know, I wasn't going to post today, but I did because, you know, I had to take a look at how will it serve me. And it got me fired up about the day again because this morning wasn't the best morning. But after I posted that, you know, it was something that I did to contribute towards my confidence for the day.
Yep.
And that was my intent behind it. So I think just taking a look at it that way, you know, how is this going to serve me? Am I posting this for views or likes or reactions or whatever?
Yes.
Or am I posting this to serve myself in some sort of way that in turn can serve others?
It's a good way to look
That's
at
a
it.
really good.
Yeah.
That's a good way.
I just pop on there, drop what I gotta drop, and then I tune right out.
Yeah.
But
love
honestly, it is a pathway to, I can say like so much work has come from even old shit that I've had up there years ago. Like, cause I have not posted any video of on my personal page of like dancing or any work recently. But even just last night, someone hit the DMs, was like, yo, can you do this work in October? And they're like, I saw you dance on the page.
Oh,
I'm like, what are
wow.
you talking about? Because there ain't no dance on this page. Like, the last video is 2017. I'm like, that's 4 years ago.
Oh, they were creeping.
Yeah.
Went back in the
I mean, I don't
archives.
post a lot, so it's probably right there.
I
but-
wonder what they really was looking for. They scrolled all the way down the news feed. Like, I'm going to like the first post so he can notice me.
Oh gosh. I had a question and now it just kind of
It'll come
flew
back to
over
you.
my head.
It happens.
Yes, yes.
It'll fly back, boomerang right back. to
Boomerang,
you.
boomerang, boom. Oh,
So, what y'all doing today?
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
What are you
Just
guys
came
doing
from
today?
Sioux.
Like, why are we here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota? What's going on?
Well, so we have a show this weekend.
Hey.
I mean, I don't know when this is coming out, so this is probably coming out after the fact. So if we're talking past tense, we
it'll be
had a
past.
show.
Yeah.
But we're in the present moment, so we're gonna talk about it in the present moment. But so Headlight season, it's our second season. This is the finale this weekend. Beyond grateful that these two beautiful people said yes to coming to South Dakota. Never in their lives did they imagine
Got
coming
nothing
here.
else to do, and also like performing. Come on, like
Oh
during
my
COVID.
gosh.
I hate I have to get up and turn camera 2 back on right now in the middle of such a great moment.
It's all right. We'll see you soon. But so they just flew in last night. We went to the studio this morning to start creating this show that we're going to do in a parking lot. We're here. We're going to be at the studio again later tonight. I'm just trying to get them immersed in the community here as much as possible, while also, people get to meet dancers. People get to meet dancers who this is their career, this is their life, this is their love, this is their passion. But we're just here creating. They're here experiencing and
Making it a beautiful moment.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Headlights has turned into not turned into. It's always been my art baby, which has developed into a small business baby, which now it's like a little adolescent child.
I love how
I'm
you're
like, oh
explaining
my
this.
God, I'm a mom. But I'm like, I have my co-parents with me. Like I got like auntie, like uncle, thank you for coming through. But it's, Headlights has given me so much. And the fact that it's been able to give something back to the community, I never in my life did I think I would be starting a business in South Dakota. So after I moved away from home, I was like, fuck this place. Like I am never moving back. And if I do, it's just to visit my family on the holidays. That's it. COVID happened. I moved back. I was depressed. And then, I slid into your guys' DMs. That's how I met you. I just forced myself to be like, there has to be an arts community here. And there is, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
And so I kind of like to think of myself as like, I'm the microphone stand and I'm just passing it to others. Like that's what Headlights is.
Yes.
I want to uplift the arts community in a way that it is accessible to the community of all ages.
Yes. I think that's so beautiful. That's one thing that's so beautiful is because I remember, you bringing this up to us, how you just brought it up, how when you left, you're like, fuck this place. I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
But you coming back with people from bigger cities, that's beautiful because Sioux Falls does need that.
Needs it.
And we don't see that ever. So I think that's awesome and brave of you to do that as well. And then teaching the kids too, because you teach kids as well. They're going to see that wow, Sioux Falls isn't that bad, that's beautiful.
And also they're seeing professionals flying here to perform here to dance with them, which kind of is also wow, there is beautiful things here.
Yes.
You don't have to go to a big city to experience high quality art and content.
It's obviously a cool experience for them to see, someone like me and Quava come here. But for me, it's crazy to come here and see this little community, knowing that Sioux Falls, I didn't even know that was a place until I met Maddie. I didn't even know.
Quava, what did you call it last night?
Oh,
I think I called it CU.
He was like, yeah, I'm in CU Falls.
I was on the phone I just landed in CU.
I was like, you are not allowed to say that outside of this house.
That's so funny.
That is awesome.
That's hilarious.
I feel because, being in a big city, you lose that sense of community because there's so many people. There's so many artists in New York and LA. Art is everywhere.
Exactly.
And so coming here where art is not as accessible, it's just so amazing to see a community being very tight and art is the focus.
Yeah.
You know
Yes,
what?
yes.
It is accessible now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is.
I love that. You're giving the youth a different experience than your own.
Exactly.
They're giving me a different experience.
Yes.
I was about to say CU Falls again. Maybe they won't say fuck this place. Maybe they'll be like, whoa, it was so cool growing up here. This arts experience. Now I want to be a designer.
Yeah.
And I want to do it staying here. I've noticed a lot of artists, when they're given the chance to leave. I mean, I'm example. I left. I wouldn't have come back, but I did. And to see other artists choosing to live here when they can live, they easily could live somewhere else, but they're choosing to live here because there's so much potential here and there's so much love here. So, I mean, I'm proud of, like, art is accessible now
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been amazing to see the last like 2 to 3 years, I want to
Yeah.
say, and
Yeah.
the community here too. It's so loving here. Like that's
Yeah.
another thing I'm sure like that's different from here in a big city. Like everyone is competing. I'm sure like in a big city.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, for sure. And Mona Lisa and I, we went to one of the headlight shows over the summer.
Oh, it
and
was so
first of all, it
beautiful.
was incredible. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. All of that good stuff. You know, very childlike. We talked about children a second ago, and the energy I got from it was very like childlike,
Yes.
youthful energy
Amazing.
that you don't get to tap into every now and then.
Yes.
So I love the show.
yeah, me too. When
And
we
you
left,
had a lot of people out there too.
you
right?
really
Oh my
did.
God.
When we left, I
Yeah.
was just like,
It's,
wow.
it's a little overwhelming at times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh God, there are cars, there are people wandering. Like, if someone gets hurt, like, what if we run out of parking spots? Like, but you know what? It's also like there's so much anxiety. It's like, oh God, are people gonna show up? Are we about to like
Yeah.
just be a bunch of weirdos dancing in a parking lot, or are people gonna come and
Yeah.
They usually do come.
and they do.
come. They
But
come.
it's like I'm realizing now it's more than just a collaboration between the musicians and the dancers and you guys, because we're doing a show this weekend with y'all. So excited!
I'm
Hey,
excited.
But it's
hey,
also
hey.
a collaboration
know about
with
that.
we're wearing their clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why we're here.
I was about to get you, bro. I was about to get you. And hit that button.
He's like, wait a minute. Yes, you guys
Oh
are
my
gonna be.
God. But you know, it's more than just a collaboration between all of us. It's a collaboration with the community, because if they don't come out, we are a bunch of weirdos just throwing shapes in a parking lot. So they
can be.
which we told, I
Done
mean,
it
like
before.
done it before, not the first time, right?
Yeah.
But when they pull up, they're the ones transforming it into the Headlights Theater. Every single car, every single person is like vital to the process of transforming this average parking lot into a venue which art is not traditionally viewed in. And you know, they trust us. We don't give them the location until an hour before. And so they really, and it's the process starts right when they get that email, because it's like, let's pack the car up with our friends and family, drive to this weird location that we don't really know what we're getting into.
That's so fun.
You know, they see, like, my parents are the one out there parking these cars, and so, you know, they see the family, they park their cars, they watch us warm up. It's not like we have a backstage to hide, you know, and we're also watching it transform.
It's so beautiful.
It's a collaboration literally between everyone who chooses to participate.
That's beautiful.
I just don't think that would happen in a big city. You know, like that's what's really beautiful about being somewhere like this.
No parking lot would be.
No, wait, what? In LA, no way.
No
Too
available
many
parking
cars.
lot.
Yeah.
Parking, no nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Street cleaning and all.
Yeah, we were actually in LA this summer for like a week.
Yeah, LA. It's just it's crazy to see. We stayed in Huntington Beach. Beautiful.
Yeah,
But LA.
So
yeah.
I love it there.
I'm gonna ask a question for you guys.
Whoa, okay.
How did I
getting
know
spicy.
reverse right, like
Yeah.
the little sound?
It's reverse. It's reverse. Come on.
So good. Oh my god.
I love
Crap,
that.
now I might have forgotten my question. Wait, I got it. When you guys, so you know, you had that trip in LA for a week. How did you feel returning back to Sioux Falls after that?
We actually got into a depression, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
It was
Wait,
bad.
Can I hear what you thought about LA in all seriousness?
So we loved Huntington Beach. It was amazing vibe. We did like LA. I just didn't realize like how big the homeless population was there. I didn't realize how dirty it was there, to be quite honest. When you think of LA, you think of, oh my gosh, it's just this beautiful place, like famous celebrities. And when I got there, I was like, oh, like this isn't what it seems to be, you know what I mean? So, but it was a beautiful place and stuff, like, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I
go
just- it was-
political for a sec,
Yeah.
and I don't get much into that, but I just feel like there's no reason why we should be spending our tax dollars, like trillions of dollars, on fighting other countries, and we're not putting it into our own people that are living on
the
the street.
homeless population.
dying.
That's
Getting
it.
You know?
to the point where communities just can't live there. Like it's absolutely insane.
Exactly.
And it's everywhere. It's all there's not just certain parts of LA. It's absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Because people can't pay their rent because the rent is too high. That's it. You know, it's not like people are on the streets because they want to be. Some are. They're on the street because they just simply cannot pay to live anywhere.
Yeah.
Even just these shelters that they've been, you know, providing for people, there's not enough. So it's like, do something about it. It's getting really bad.
Yeah, that's what that's what we realized. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, we our driver while we were there, he was mentioning that like parts of LA is starting to kind of smell like a third world country just because of the homeless population, you know, with people urinating on the street and all of that stuff. And it's just so sad, you know?
Unfortunately, it's starting to get violent. You know, that's
New York
the
right
sad
now
part.
is-
You were talking
I bet
about
New York too. I'm
New
sure.
York right now
Yeah.
it's the crime rate is really going up.
Yeah, it's just a need right now, you know, just to raise our vibrations and really focus on, you know, being great and contributing something right now to the world because there's so much going on. And it saddens me,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it drives me to, you know, again, contribute something because it's needed right now in the
It's
world.
like we need to do something, so let's
Yeah,
do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So going back to your question, like, I shouldn't just say, "Oh, we were depressed." It wasn't just
Your
about
feelings
that.
are valid. Your
I was
feelings are
like, I didn't
valid.
want to seem like a downer, but like it
No.
was like eye opening for sure, though. Too, like, wow, like we could be like somewhere way bigger as well, like not just Sioux Falls. It was just eye opening to like the streetwear community as well, because we went down
Rodeo, Melrose, Fairfax.
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 I'm like, have you been to Fairfax?
I don't think so.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was actually out there with
Yeah,
Charlie
they
once.
both have stayed with me. My
Okay.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
don't remember.
All just like blend together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very weird tour guide because I have mixed feelings about LA, and I hate all the touristy stuff. Like, there's literally a pink wall.
Oh, this pink wall.
Oh, this
Oh my
freaking
God.
pink wall that people come all over the world for to take a
And, like,
picture of.
line
It's
up, wait for
just
hours.
pink.
I see. Yeah.
That's it. Nothing
why?
more. It's just pink. I could literally paint you a pink canvas and you could take a picture.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Real
I think
talk.
we took a picture of that when I came to visit.
That reminds me of this
Maybe.
student at the Art Institute, Chicago or Columbia or something. They sold a canvas that they painted white. Guess for how much?
I don't even want to
$1
know.
million.
Oh my God.
Wow.
They painted the canvas white and sold it to a buyer for $1 million.
Imagine having that much money to just be like, I want to buy a canvas painted white, and I'm gonna give it that much money.
You know, right? You know what? That's a real Kanye thing to do.
Yes.
Oh, that is such a Kanye thing to do.
You know,
Kanye for sure.
This art thing is so, I don't know, is it subjective, objective? I don't know what the right term is here, but you know, that little white canvas could have spoke to somebody in a way you
And
could
look,
never
That's
understand.
true.
we're talking about it right now. I remembered that moment.
So that artist, they've achieved
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So here we are talking about it.
Right?
Nobody's ever done it.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that someone bought it for $1 million is what made it so,
Amazing.
you know,
Simplicity
big,
is
profound.
beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we never finished the question.
Oh,
yeah.
why did we feel depressed? We felt depressed because we was like, dang, you know, we need our clothes out here. Look at
In
how
LA,
look at how the streetwear brands out here are doing. Just starting to compare ourselves and stuff, and realizing like, wow, it's a big world out there. We can be out here doing the fashion shows and doing pop-up shops, and I think that's what. And then coming back and
like-
realizing we don't really have a place to do a pop-up shop here. I
Here.
think that's what made us feel that way.
And so, sometimes it's like we're the pioneers now of like people, and so like everyone's
Streetwear
used to us
fashion.
here. You know what I mean? And it's like
Streetwear,
and
throwing it.
streetwear, yes,
Streetwear fashion.
yes, streetwear fashion. That's
Yeah,
yeah,
there we go.
obviously.
Yeah.
But like when we were in LA, it just felt like we were nobody again, and it felt like so many opportunities.
good.
It felt so
Yeah.
good. I was like, wow, like it just
Yeah.
felt amazing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, not no
Come
one
on down to
knowing
New
us,
York.
just being a little.
Yeah.
Nobody.
A conversation that I had the other day, actually with James First Gen, because he's also in LA and he travels back and forth. Is when we're here, we want to be there, but when we're there, we want to be here. And when we're here, people see us as successful, but when we're there, we feel like failures. And it's been a really odd balance because, like, not feeling like you have a home base, but for me, my home base is my body. It's my art. It's dancing. So even if you, like, when you guys start traveling and bringing your clothes to other cities, because you will, you guys are phenomenal. That'll absolutely happen. But like, your home is your art. Your home is your family. And as long as, we're just doing the damn thing.
Love that.
Doing the damn thing.
I love that.
I swear, every time you talk, I get chills. I don't know. I swear. I'm just saying, no, I say this every time. Okay, I'll just tell you after, I guess. I'll just tell you after.
Wait. What are we talking about here?
I'm just saying, no, every time she talks, like, I just feel so connected. I don't know. I swear, like, you're meant to be, like, I don't know. Like,
you see
I don't feel like that with anyone. Like, I'm just saying. No, I seriously am genuinely just saying that. Like,
okay, I
don't know if you guys feel like that, but it's like chills and like connection. I don't know.
She's good with her words.
Yes. Like,
I thought you were taking that somewhere else. I thought Maddie and I was gonna have to have like a conversation.
Oh
or something.
God!
Hey, Maddie, what's going on here? What we doing?
Maddie's like, wait a minute.
Every time you talk,
Oh God!
I just feel
Why?
so amazing.
All right. Okay. I don't know what to say.
Her hands are sweaty.
Watch, she's like, stop it, good. Okay, to change the subject now. Are you going to take them downtown?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think one of the most beautiful things about downtown is it's all independent businesses. It's all individually owned. See, I'm not that good with my words. It's all individually owned, family owned.
Corporations, none of that.
I mean, everywhere you go, there's going to be large corporations, but I feel like downtown in particular, also how downtown has developed. It used to be the Loop, it used to not be what it is now. And I would say, like, this past 10 years, it really has cultivated a beautiful place for everyone. And they have like art markets and they have, on the weekend, downtown is.
Are you going to take them to Pave?
Are
you gonna go?
I heard about this. Didn't 50 Cent just come?
Yes. Oh God. Take them to Pave.
That's the tea.
Curtis Jack.
Yeah, but
Maddie's like, I don't know about that.
I don't know. We'll see. I would love to take them everywhere. And it's also a conversation that Charlie and I and a few of my friends were having last night and actually I would love to ask you guys this now. I'm sorry, I took over. Is that okay?
No, you're good.
Is like, what do you guys hope to get out of Sioux? What do you hope to learn from Sioux Falls? Because there is a lot to learn from this community. Like, what do you want to bring back with you?
I think for me, personally, during COVID, there was such a lack of people in my life. I don't know, like being in person. Obviously, LA is still being hit pretty hard with COVID. And I think, being able to be in a space with other people, other artists, creating. I haven't created a thing, and it feels really nice to just use your brain in that way. And honestly, being in the Midwest, this is the Midwest, right?
Yes.
Consider the Midwest. Like, I've only been coast to coast. Like, that's it. So being somewhere like this is eye-opening. It's eye-opening in a really, really good way.
Yay.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I love that.
And it hasn't even been one day.
Like,
we're still hitting the 24-hour mark. So.
Right?
Tonight.
Before you know it, y'all gonna be farming.
I saw that corn.
You're gonna farm. They're gonna be wow.
No, I'm like, I want to try a John Deere. I want to like get on
I
it
love
and
that.
see what
This
happens.
is awesome, guys. I'm planting corn over here.
All right, let's
not?
theater on a farm.
Well, I love sharing art. I love sharing creativity. It's also in the mission statement of what my company does. I like showing the limitless possibilities of all that art can be. It's not just the ballet class that they might take or whatever it is. They'll see a new approach to how this can be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love it. So the Headlights Theater this
Will be
weekend.
this weekend.
It's past tense, but I predict the show is gonna be fire.
It's gonna be amazing. I
It'll
can't
be
wait
so
to be
good.
there.
It's I'm getting butterflies just thinking about it. I don't know. It's something about it feels really, really magical.
Yeah.
And of course, I have a little biased opinion.
And that's okay.
But it's I don't know. We've danced on stages before, but there's something about in the concrete having headlights be the spotlight, having and seeing the audience, and for me there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like
Sounds even better than being on a stage, honestly.
I feel like I'm home when I'm in
Freeing
the headlights.
probably, huh?
Yeah.
Freeing.
Yeah. I feel like I'm home when I'm in headlights.
That's awesome. Well,
Maddie, thank you so much for what you're doing
Oh
here
my
in the
God.
community.
Thank you guys.
thank you.
Love it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This has been amazing.
Thank
so
you
far.
guys. Thank you. It was
Charlie,
so nice to meet you
Quava,
guys.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
to Sioux Falls,
Yes.
South Dakota.
See you.
Not the
See you.
first, not the only
See
time.
you.
Yeah.
See you later.
He got here. He like corn, horses, cows.
John Deere.
See you, Falls. I'm out. Peace. Too much corn for me.
Awesome.
I'm out of here.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you guys. I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to see the show.
Yes.
You heard it here first on People Being People. Well, maybe not, but you get what I'm
Can
saying.
we shout out ourselves?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
Oh,
ahead.
yes,
Follow
do
us
it,
on
do
the
it.
gram. Check
Do
us
it,
out.
do it.
Social media.
At Quava Ernest is the username. At Venza Dance, check the company. We've got a show coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Live stream. Check the live stream.
Yeah,
Yes.
make sure you, when you check them out, you scroll all the way down like 4 years.
Like
Hit
the
that
first photo.
2017
Yeah.
post. Okay, start there.
Yeah.
What's your social media?
Oh God! No, I was talking about changing it. I gotta change it, so it might change soon. At Charburger with cheese.
Hey, that sound like a that sound like a
I love that.
that sound like a 2000s Yahoo email.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's basically what it is. And I do have a cooking Instagram as well, charred vegetables. I'm gonna get back on it.
We cook
I
it.
took a little lull, but I'm back.
That's okay.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome. Your social.
Mine. My personal one is Maddie_Elliott, and Maddie with a Y, Elliott with 2 T's. Headlights Theater is Headlights_Theater with an ER. And then, oh my God, I have 3 Instagram accounts. Good God. But then I make journals out of reused and recycled materials. You can check those out at Maddie_makes_things.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Thank you
Get
guys.
it.
She does it
Oh God. I know,
Yeah.
right? She really
Yeah.
does.
Oh my goodness.
One thing, rapid fire before we go. One person, Quava. If it's something that you would leave an artist with listening to this podcast, what would it be?
Shit.
Hey, that's a good one.
Shit.
Wait,
What would
hey,
you leave? Shit.
make sure that gut health is good, everyone.
Take a good shit. No, actually, do what you love.
Yeah.
Do what you love. The rest will follow.
Ooh.
Love it.
Love that.
Love it.
Alrighty.
Well, this is People Being People. Have a great Monday. Make it a great week. You heard it here. The Headlights Theater, Maddie, Quava, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go make it a great week, everyone.
Yay.
Self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday joy.